All right, we are welcome for today's episode of the Trading Hour with Nomsu, and we're going to be doing the usual, and we want you to hold tight as you enjoy today's evaluation of the stock market, the first trading. Sorry for that, and we are talking about the forex trading markets with a daily liquidity of 5 trillion USD or over 5 trillion USD, I may say. And we're going to be analyzing the trader trade alerts as usual. So back to Tradera's back office, and you can see the trade alerts as filtered from last month, 30th of June, and the 7th of April, which is today, July, sorry, which is today, and we are having going to be analyzing the Euro USD. Yeah, the Euro USD, and the parameters for today. What we're going to be looking at for today's episode, and as you are aware that the Tradera back office also have a Telegram channel where the same trade alerts do pop up, for members who are already active. So today's trade alert is going to be focusing on the Euro USD. So we have the stop loss. So you can see at the 1.12317, they take profit 1, 2, and 3. So all this we are going to be looking at this very day. So I'm going to be asking my co-presenter to take over the presentation as usual, to take us through the usual. So you sit back and enjoy the day. Thank you.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Nomsu. And what we have here is the Euro USD. It was a buy. I'm going to put the parameters back up so that we take notes as we walk through the actual trade. So this is the way it looks in the back office for anybody that already has a Tradera membership subscription. And this is how it looks when it comes into the trade alert. Let me mute everybody. We'll be able to question and answers in a quick second. So what I'm doing right now is I'm writing down all these parameters because I'm going to put them in the actual trade. And if you look, 1 second, where are you? If you look right here at the bottom, it says 4:03 p.m., which is Eastern Standard Time for me. When you get the trade alerts, they come to your local time. So that's going to be important. You can't see it right here, but the 4:03 p.m., right? So we're going to write down I'm going to take profit 2, 1.12977. Take profit 3, 1.13658. So, and it's 4:03 p.m. So now the way this would happen, right, is at 4:03, the trade alert would have came to my cell phone, right? So it would have been in the back office as well, but I don't always go to the back office just looking to see what the trade alerts were. So the Telegram part of it is phenomenal for who I am. And from there, then what would have happened is I would have put this line right here because it marks a moment in time, right? If you look down here, it says July the 1st, 1600, which is 4 p.m. This right here is called an hour chart, which means each one of these blocks is what we call candles. Each one of them is worth 60 minutes of information. So it takes 60 minutes for this one to form on this chart. This one is a 4-hour chart. So each one of them takes 4 hours to form. But then going back the other way, this is a 15-minute chart. And then this is a 5-minute chart. So I make my entries on a 5-minute chart. So we're going to go back. So on the hour chart, when I marked it, and so when I come down to the 5-minute chart, that line will already be there, which is right here, right? And then I would go to the 16:05, which is the candle. The next to each one of these candles are 5 minutes in time. So the order or the telegram came in 4:03, which would have been this candle, which is from 1600 to 16:05. So this one would have been still developing, and I would have entered the trade on this one. So what we're going to do is we're going to take something called a horizontal ray, and we're going to mark exactly right here, because this is where this candle ended and this one began. So this is where we're going to enter the trade. I'm going to turn it to yellow, and I'm going to make it a little bit thicker. Let's make it a little bit thicker than that. So this is our entry, right? So the first thing I'm going to do from my entry is look back to where price has been, right? So right about here is the last time price was kind of moving. You see this spot here, this spot here, this spot here. They're called, let's call them resistance lines. So I want to measure for myself the last time price was kind of at a pause, right? There's a baby one here, but I need to at least go back one for me. So we're going to look back here, put another one here. We're going to change the color. So I want to see from here to here how much distance is going to be traveled. If you look in to the right where my numbers are, these numbers represent different prices. And the distance between this yellow line and this turquoise line is potential profit, right? And that profit is measured when we call pips. So if you see that 1.12560 where I'm at right now, and if you go to 1.167, that travel from that 6 to that 7 is 1 pip, okay? And pip is one of the 2 variables of how you're going to make money or potentially lose money. One is the distance of travel, which I just showed you, which is pips. The second is how much do we wager, right? And so to be easy with math, let's say we're going to wager $1 USD to either win or lose in this scenario, right? Now you can wager as small as 10 cents per pip, and I've seen brokers allow you to wager as much as $10,000 per pip. So the range of what you wager is huge. But for this conversation, we're just going to do $1 per pip, okay? So first I want to see, before I put my take profits in, this is about 6 pips, not a whole lot, $6. So let's look at this one. This is 12 pips, 11 pips, $11. And this is 16 pips, $6. Now I'm going to leave it here because I like to, for myself, just see how far price has to go before it meets its most previous kind of high. And then I'm going to put in what the company suggested for take profits and the stop loss. Now with take profits and stop loss, what they are is they are predetermined places where you'll be cashed out of the trade. Stop loss would be you automatically take that loss, whatever that distance is, we'll measure it. And the take profits would be where you have the broker automatically cash you out. Now, I have a philosophy for my time trading is that all ties go to the broker. So if the price goes exactly to your take profit, you probably won't get taken out. So you got to either manually take yourself out or have yourself go past the take profit by at least half a pip, okay? So what we're going to do now is put in our entry, our take profits and stop losses so we can see what the trade looks like as we're getting in. Now for Tradera, the take profit 1, 2, and 3, we're not recommending that you take 3 trades at the same time. What it is for you to gauge, do you want to be conservative, which would be take profit 1, semi-aggressive, which would be take profit 2, or very aggressive, which would be take profit 3. And that'd be your trading style. And in this way, Tradera isn't kind of telling you how to trade, is let you know this is where we're entering at, and then this is what you should consider, high recommendation, and then these are the places you may look at potentially get out of the trade. But if it goes lower than this, we recommend that you get out the trade, just take the loss, and we were wrong for this trade. And so nobody wins 100% of the trades. We just win a lot more than what we lose, okay? So we're going to put 4 rays up, right? We're going to put them at the exact same spot. I got to move that one over. Okay. We're going to change that color. This one is, this one's going to go red. This one's going to go money green, as well as these two. So all right, perfect. So now here we're about to send them to their destinations, which on TradingView is actually called their coordinates, right? So if you hit the stop loss, go to coordinates, the number was 1.12317. If you were taking notes, right? So right before I send it off on his way, let me show you again. So we entered the trade at this time. So wherever price was at this time, that's where we'd have been coming in at. Buy means we want the market or the chart to go up from the future, from the right, and sell means we want it to go down, okay? So here go the stop loss number, which I'm putting in right now. That's the coordinate, right? And then these are the 3 take profits we're going to put in. Here we're going to send it on its way. So that's the stop loss. Take profit 1. 1.12657. Send it on its way. Okay. Take profit 2. 1.12977. Send it on its way. And take profit 3. 1.13658. Send it on his way. Now, this is how we would have entered the trade. I would have been considering, do I want to only go for 6 pips because I'm a very conservative trader, or would I want to go for the, I don't even know how far this is yet, right? So, but if you look, it kind of connects back to the second one I told you about, right? So that's, I like to see what the trader, what the expert was thinking about, because it helps me also learn trading myself, right? Which is, they call it modeling knowledge. So the yellow line is where we got in at. The turquoise line is where I looked at the first time back to the left and passed that price had paused. And this first green line is our take profit. Now we're going to go up in time frames to the hour chart so we can look at the whole trade in the kind of a bird's eye view. Okay, here we go. What I like about TradingView is if you see how this part is color coordinated, is actually showing you where the lines are going to be when we find them. I thought it was awesome. Okay, so here's the trade here. This is on, again, each one of these candles are an hour, and now we get a chance to kind of see. So the trade would have kind of came like this, because to the right is forward in time. By the time I set the trade, it would have been this information I would have been able to see, right? So here, price hasn't been up this high in a while. So now we're going to go back to see the last time price was this high, which is take profit 3. And that's back in June the 11th. So last time price was at take profit 2. That would be here. That would be June 24th. And the last time price was at Take Profit 1, that would have been July the 1st, early that day. So again, I'm a conservative trader. I typically really only go for Take Profit 1, or I'm gonna go for where I set the turquoise line if it's I'm just conservative. But that's the other part I love about what we do is because me being conservative doesn't extend to the next trader. You can pick whatever your goal is, your own risk management, right? What Tradera is bringing to the table is this excellent entry. So now let's go back to the 5-minute chart now that we can see what the trade looks like. And then you go back to the stop loss. That was back on July 1st as well. So let's get back to where we were. Let's see what happened. And this is why that horizontal line is so important at the beginning, because it helps you know your spot when you get to where you want to be. Okay, so let's measure some from here. So what we had at risk is 21 pips. So most traders, they want to potentially gain as much as they're risking, right? So that 21 pips of risk, which is here, most traders want to put 21 pips of potential profit. It's called a 1-to-1 ratio. I'm not the same way, but back to using your own risk management, I'm looking for the 21 pips risk. Makes a lot of sense to me. Give the trade room to breathe, if that's what we call it. But you're in a potential negative during that time frame. So let's look and see how much we were potentially gaining at Take Profit 1. So here you're at about 11 pips of profit potentially, with a potential of a 21 pip loss. So that some people consider that not a good trade because you're only going to win less than you will potentially lose. Let's go to Take Profit 2 before we even see what Take Profit 2 is. A 43 pip win. So that's called a 2-to-1 risk ratio. So that's going to be attractive to some traders. Dan Allen, I'm still okay over here because I'm going to win and get back to the trading. Hold on, let me mute all. Mute. Okay, so now let's see what actually happened with the trade. So price started to move. Now it's like a reality TV show for me once I get to this spot where we already made the trade, we already set everything the way we intended it for it to go. Now price starts to move and it starts to go negative for us for a little while, right? Then it kind of gets back up to where the starting spot was. So this is actually called consolidation, meaning that it's going through a smaller kind of tunnel, but at the end of consolidation is an expansion. So the expansion either going to go our way, 11 pips, or not our way, 21 pips, if it's me. So the trade is starting to go into the positive, which is it leaving north, which is a buy from the yellow line. And it's kind of dancing. Then it starts to go up again. Now, right here, to be honest, although we hit our take profit, if you wasn't home watching the chart, you probably still be in a trade. Remember, all ties go to the broker. Just something that I've learned over my time. So I'm still assume if I'm not in front of the computer, I'm still in the trade. Right here is where we got taken out. Definitely. But these just barely just there, maybe, maybe not. So this is a winning trade at 11 pips. Let's see if it goes to Take Profit 2, which is down this one. So if we were at Take Profit 2, we would be in profit, but we would still be in a trade, right? So now that's a nice little push up. We definitely would have got taken out. That would have done it. This definitely hit take profit too. And that would have been 4 in the morning on July the 2nd, my time. So that's a clear 40 pip trade, nice and easy. And then it starts to work its way kind of back down. So it doesn't look like it's getting to take profit 3. And this is the stop loss. So if you would have picked take profit 3, you would have lost 20 pips. If you would have picked take profit 2, you would have won 40 pips. And if you would have picked take profit 1, where I probably would have been, you would have won 11 pips. So that's kind of how the trade works. Hopefully that was clear. There's one more thing I want to show. On top of the trade alerts, what we get to have with Tradera as just as kind of an extra bonus, if you will, we have something called a 20 pip and dip indicator. And I'll show you the trade again with that on. So let's open this up again so it look a little better, right? So again, the 20 pip and dip indicator, and we can leave it, I'll leave it up as we're talking the rest of it. It isn't directly part of your $99 subscription, but it's an added bonus that the entrepreneurs that I'm connected with, that Nomsu's connected with, brought to the table for extra value for us. So, and these dots mean something. This lower high LH and higher low HL means something. And so we actually help you learn kind of what this means, but it's the same trade, right? You can see that these red dots mean selling pressure, which means that a group of people in the market are trying to push the price down, while the green dots means there's another group of people. So the red dots, they're called the bears, right? They use the word bear because the claw of a bear is pointing down. It just means they want the price to go down. And the people with the green dots, they're called bulls, B-U-L-L-S, which like the horn of a bull means you want the price to go up. So right here, as you keep seeing the red dots and the green dots being so close together, you can see the bulls and the bears are fighting to get price to move their way, right? And so we're watching that fight, and then you can kind of start to see that the bulls are pushing the market up and the bears are retreating. Again, it's like watching a reality TV show for me. So the bulls and bears are retreating, and then you start to see the rest of that trade as we're talking about, and you can this lower high turns into a higher high, then it turns into another higher high. Now this, I'm sorry about that. I moved my yellow line by mistake. This, I don't know what EH and EL, maybe it means even high, even low. It's new. We didn't have that before. So paying attention, right? So, but this looked like a interesting place of knowing the trade that we just looked at. This is interesting to me because it went from lower high to, let's call this an even high, the way it looks to me. So this is almost a shift of energy to where a decision is about to be made. And what we see is that it went from lower high to even high to now higher high. And then it went from lower low to even low to higher low. So this is kind of showing the decision that price made, right? So now we went from lower highs and lower lows to higher highs and higher lows. And if you start watching from here, we got another higher high, another higher low, another higher high, another higher low. And then now we would have been taken, well, I'd have been taken out of the trade. Y'all still would have been in. Now I'm choosing aggressive spirit. He still would have been in the trade. And let's find out, when does it start to move? And now we're back to another lower high. And that would have been telling you that the shift is changing. Not that it was going to go to a stop loss, but at least that this rise up had paused. So, Nomsu, with that being said, sir, I did a lot of hopefully goofing off. Let me unmute you, my friend. Hold on. There you go.
Yeah, yes, sir. You've done great and wonderful job out there. You know, you really laid bare how the the price action, functions, in on this Euro USD, this particular pair. And I believe they have all enjoyed, our viewers have all enjoyed this and gotten a whole lot of experience just today, So many that have been trading are asking questions, what's take profit, what is stop loss today. They must have had their answers, questions answered. So without wasting much more time, we'll make the floor open for questions. It's high time you get your question passed across, and Sir Alan is going to do justice to that, just right away. So this is the room open. Thank you.
Let them know they can unmute themselves, Nomsu. That way, if we got a lot of background noise, well, let's try to unmute everybody.
Okay. All right.
Mute participants upon entry.
Come on, can you hear me?
Okay, great. Mr. Salam, how's it going, sir?
Man, super fantastic. Just trying to, get clarity.
You either have laryngitis or you whispering.
I said just humbly, just trying to, just follow what y'all saying, but it's gonna come right along. That's all I can say. But I appreciate it.
Awesome. So the thing right here, Mr. Salam, is as you being a new trader, is while you're in demo, because that's the other thing we teach everybody when we first get started, is to put yourself in demo so you don't have any money at risk, is no anxiety kicking. Is if you would have, they said buy, you would have got the trade alert here. If you would have went to your MetaTrader 4 and clicked the buy button, and you would have just been in the trade, right? And then you would have called me. You'd have say, I'm in the trade. What do we do now? And then we would have figured out to set these parameters. You're an aggressive spirit, so you probably would be at take profit 2 as well, right? I'm a conservative guy, so I'd have been at take profit 1, but both of them hit. Take profit 3, we would have lost, and then we would have had some feedback to have the next conversation, and then you would have been able to determine whether you want to be a take profit 3 person or a take profit 2 person. But you would have learned that in the transaction.
Yeah, I once I get this thing down pat,
Whisper, no, Mr. Salam, we're
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I said, when I do get to the point where my confidence is up, I'm a high risk taker, man. I'm telling you, I'm gonna swim right in that 2 to 3 bracket, man. I don't have no fear. In loss or gain. So I give those little tips like that. But I tell you, when I get this thing down pat, I'm a risk taker. I'm telling you, 2 and 3 is what I'm gonna remain and always take my chances.
I already know. So then there's some stuff that we can do with that too. I'll teach you as we go along, because like with Nomsu's aggressive as well. What we would have done is this is called a stop loss down here, right? Mm-hmm. What we'd have done is by the time we went past take profit 1, we would have started dragging this up. And once you put it up here, it's at least a risk-free trade. Right. So while the price is up here, we would have pulled it up. So worst case scenario, we'd have broke even. But that's like I said, that'll come as we get to the trading. All right.
Okay. Yep. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And good morning to everybody too. I just want to say that real quick. There's a lot of people up here, so I want to say good morning to everybody as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Nomsu, I'll turn the call back over to you. You're still on mute. You're still on mute. There you go.
So thank you. Can you hear me now? All right. So Shahid has really asked a nice question over there, which I believe so many have learned also from that. And someone was asking me over recent, how to modify order, and you just hit that too. How to modify order and shift stop loss to entry point, and that's wonderful too. And I don't know if we still have some others who want to ask questions, based on what we've experienced so far.
Absolutely. Everybody can unmute themselves.
Yeah. Have any question, you can just indicate, and if you're still mute, we can help unmute you so you can pass your question across. Maybe our viewers today have enough of they've
Absolutely.
learned enough and understood what you've talked so far, and no questions to ask today. And
Well, let's wrap it up then. Wrap us up if there's no questions, my friend. Let's get out of here.
Did he mute himself out again, Sal?
No, he just he just muted himself. Now, so you still muted. Close us out. Close us out. If we have any more questions.
okay, I never knew. Sorry, I never knew I'm muted.
No
So
worries.
sorry, I said okay. So we take the show over till next week, where we're going to be analyzing more pairs. You know, hope you'll find time and hang on with us. Same time next week. Thank you.
Have a great weekend.
Yeah. You too.